Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, 1987. Learn lessons about life and teenage love in the 1980s in this coming-of-age John Haynes story. Get your copy of John Haynes, 1987 in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Walmart has gotten extremely paranoid about shoplifting. Now, in recent years, Walmart has had to deal with a rash of shoplifters stealing from the store, and in an effort to try to counter shoplifting, they have been engaging in tactics like having employees confront people who are leaving the store and asking them to check their receipt. And when some people refuse to let them check their receipt, sometimes they have security go out here and follow behind individuals. Now, Walmart's problems with shoplifting are due to two things. One, it is due to many of these blue states having policies where they say that a person cannot be prosecuted for stealing items under $1,000, and two, they are having problems due to self-checkout. Now, Walmart says that they want to try to make things more efficient with self-checkout. However, many of the self-checkout kiosks are what shoplifters use to go out here and steal merchandise from Walmart. Because with there being no cashier to watch these individuals, what happens is people go to the self-checkout, pretend to scan certain items, and then stuff more items along in their bags. And Walmart has had to deal with shoplifting to the point where they were taking hundreds of millions of dollars in losses as related to self-checkout. However, instead of the store admitting that self-checkout just isn't working, what Walmart has decided to do is double down on self-checkout to the point of basic insanity. Now, Walmart is going out here with insisting on self-checkout for most of their stores, and as they've insisted on doubling down on self-checkout, they have gone to the lengths of going out here to put lots of cameras in the self-checkout area, and they've also stationed dozens of employees at the front end of the store in order to try to act as pseudo security guards to check receipts to ensure that people don't allegedly shoplift from the store. Now, when I take a critical examination of Walmart's approach to business, it just shows me a textbook example of the worst part of American pride. Now, when it comes down to Americans, we have a lot of pride, and sadly, we don't know when to swallow our pride and concede when something is failing. And in the case of Walmart's business, it's clear to me that self-checkout is a certified failure, and it's a certified failure because, one, you're having to deal with a large amount of shoplifting, which is costing you shrink as related to losses, as related to merchandise, and two, you're going out here trying to use employees to be a buffer, again, putting employees in harm's way as related to trying to maintain a dysfunctional policy. And three, you are not effectively using your employees as related to your store, because instead of your employees working on things like stocking merchandise and providing customer service, what the employees are being taught is an us versus them mentality, and to see customers as an enemy. And as they see customers as the enemy, what this does is alienate a lot of the customers and deter them from coming into the store. Moreover, what happens is, because of the hostile way customers are perceived, what is happening is many customers are getting upset about their experience at Walmart, and they are basically feeling like they are deterred to coming into the store because they fear that they're going to be profiled when they come into the store. Now, I have read reports from individuals who say that when they come into a Walmart these days, they feel like they are being followed by employees who fear that they're going to steal. And those who go in and try to buy merchandise and check out of the store, what happens is they run into employees who want to go out here and check every item to make sure that they haven't stolen anything. And this is really bad optically for Walmart and really bad optically for Walmart's customer service, because if customers don't feel comfortable or safe inside of a store or feel like they can't be trusted, then this drives customers out of going to stores and makes them go further to online shopping, like places like Amazon, or drives them to go to other businesses because they want to go into an environment where they feel like it's safe. Now, these whole approaches to stopping shoplifting are really counterproductive, and it's not a good use of manpower, because when I look at it, it's just clear to me that the self-checkout isn't working, and the hundreds of millions of dollars that Walmart has spent on self-checkout is costing them billions of dollars in losses. Unfortunately, Walmart doesn't want to concede that this whole approach to business is failing, all because they are caught up in their pride as related to trying to maintain these policies, when it's clear that these policies have not worked and these approaches do not work. Unfortunately, because Americans are too proud to admit when something fails, they try to double down on things to the point of insanity, such as a policy Walmart has had with shoplifters, to the point where they're trying to go out here and get people's license plates, trying to go out here and follow people as related to an alleged theft, and again, trying to use elaborate cameras and computers to stop shoplifting, when it would just be simpler to admit that self-checkout is a failure, and then just scrap the entire self-checkout lanes and then reopen all of the cashier lanes that customers actually want, because all of these employees you have at the front of the store are still being paid the same amount of money that you would pay a cashier. Moreover, you would be able to go out here and really identify the shoplifters, because you would see that they are not going to the cashier to pay for their merchandise, and they would not have a receipt for that merchandise. This would be a lot more efficient than going out here and spending hundreds of millions of dollars more on elaborate cameras to go out here and look at people's license plates, send police to arrest people for alleged shoplifting, or go out here and have armies of employees standing outside the doors to go out here and engage people. No, it's just a lot cheaper to say, hey, cashiers are a fixed cost, and they are a fixed cost of business, and we're just going to accept the fixed cost, because these efforts to go out here and save money are costing our business more money. It's damaging our brand and our reputation, and it is a counterproductive use of staff, because if I've got 6 or 7 people standing at the door checking receipts of thousands of people, that's basically wasting money and time, because it's just a lot cheaper for me to just go out here and have actual cash registers and just have cashiers go out here and check people out than sit up here and try to maintain these digital self-checkout systems that clearly do not work. It's just cheaper for me as a business owner to say, hey, okay, cashiers are a fixed cost. Cashiers are a fixed part of the business, and we need that human person there, because that human person being there is a deterrent to theft, and it's a little easier for me to have the cashier be there as a deterrent to theft, so that we don't have things like this, because this whole mess as related to shoplifting, again, is turning into an overcomplicated mess of elaborate systems and elaborate people. And this is the type of thing that beta males put together. They'll go out here and create an elaborate plan instead of focusing on what is simple. And what is simple, the truth is that you can't replace a cashier. A cashier is just cheaper and more efficient to operate than self-checkout. And self-checkout, I said about 7-8 years ago when I was in a Target on 149th Street and not 3rd Avenue, but on Exterior Place, I said when I saw them being installed in Target, I said self-checkout was going to lead to more shoplifting. This was about 2018, and here we are in 2023, and we see that self-checkout is a certified failure, and most retailers, again, they're too proud to sit there and admit that they're wrong, and this is a big problem I see with Americans, never knowing when to admit when you're wrong, never knowing when to say, okay, it's time for me to take an L. It's time for me to just say, okay, this is a failure. This isn't going to work. And what I need to do is go out here and say, okay, we're going to accept the losses on these self-checkout registers. They're not making me any money. It's just leading to me having a lot of shrink. And what I need to do is go out here and scrap these lanes and then use that space in the store to stock different merchandise and possibly even open up more registers and use those employees I'm trying to use as pseudo security, because real security has to be licensed and certified. You're trying to use minimum wage workers to try to be a deterrent to theft, when the best deterrent to theft is a cashier, because when you know who is really interested in stealing are those who are not going to the cashier, and the greatest theft deterrent you could have are cashiers. And again, this is something that Walmart and Target and other stores just don't understand. And again, the executives at the top too proud to admit, hey, self-checkout doesn't work, because self-checkout has shown that you just can't, that when it comes down to things, the self-checkout it just opens a door for those types of individuals who want to take advantage of situations in retail. So when I listen to people in Walmart, when they're going to the point where they're saying they're going to send police to your house as related to somebody's license plate, and looking to, again, that's just going insanely too far, as related to some merchandise that's under maybe $20 or $100. Again, the lawsuit you would get from that individual would be costing you more as related to your legal department if it's proven that this person is innocent. This is where Walmart is as related to their business, and again, not very smart as related to their operations, not very smart at all, because again, you are just taking good money after bad, when you could again just admit, okay, self-checkout isn't working, we've spent money on this, we're going to take a loss on this because we're already taking losses on retail. But in order to mitigate our loss, what we're going to do is just admit, okay, self-checkout isn't for everyone, and what we're going to do is shut down self-checkout and go back to cashiers. And as we go back to cashiers, what we're going to do is focus on ensuring that security is right. Moreover, going to lobby these politicians to end ridiculous policies such as not prosecuting shoplifters under $1,000. That's what any good business would do. They would all go out here and say, hey, to these blue politicians who created these policies, this is hurting our business, which means that you're going to get less tax revenue. So what we're telling you to do is end these shoplifting policies and make it where we can prosecute these individuals, because what's happening now is it's not a little Pookie and Ray Ray stealing from these stores. No, it's a lot of these rings of individuals who are connected to terrorism and organized crime. So it's just been more beneficial for Walmart and Target and other retailers who have implemented self-checkout to just concede, hey, this doesn't work. This isn't the wave of the future. It's not really working out like we thought, because human nature, again, when you create opportunities for some people, they are going to take advantage of them. And in order for us to ensure that we can go out here and remain a profitable business, what we're going to do is go out here and end this self-checkout, put a period at the end of it, and send all of those self-checkout registers to the scrap pile and go back to business as usual. That is what a critical thinking business person would do. They would say, okay, this is a failure, this is a loss, and we're going to go out here and stop the losses, because stopping the losses is, again, very simple. You don't have to go to having employees standing at the door checking receipts, profiling people, following people around. This is what happened in my Bronx neighborhood for many years, and it made it where I didn't want to go shopping at any of those stores. And in fact, I avoided shopping at stores where I was being followed around or stores that made me check my bag. Those were stores I avoided shopping, and in many cases, many of those stores went out of business, and a lot more of them really went out of business after online shopping started. That's when many of the jeans and sneaker stores, which did the bag checks in the hood, went out of business because people would just order their sneakers from Nike.com, or they would order them from Footlocker.com and not have to deal with their dignity being sacrificed as related to shopping. So people would go out here and they would say, hey, I don't need to deal with this. I can just go have this shipped to me. And again, this is why a lot of stores are losing foot traffic, because they don't understand that self-checkout is a failure. And again, the way you stop the shoplifters is with cashiers, because when people see the cashiers, they think twice. And when they see that there's security around, they also think twice. So stopping shoplifting is very simple. That and prosecution by good prosecutors who go out here and punish individuals for stealing expensive amounts of items and large amounts of items. This is how you stop shoplifting, not by creating a wall of pseudo-security whose lives can be put in jeopardy, and the store is held liable for their injury as related to checking receipts. No, that staff can be better used at a register or stocking shelves. Again, this is how you deter thieves, by going out here and making sure that your staff is used a bit more efficiently. But when I look at Walmart, again, and these crazy policies and the experiences I've heard from people, I mean, it just shows me how much pride these executives have as related to this self-checkout. It's even worse than these politicians with the jab. Again, too proud to admit, hey, this doesn't work. Hey, this is not working out, and we're just going to insane levels to try to make something work. And again, that's how beta males operate. They will go out here and go to great lengths to try to make something work that isn't working. And again, when they try to go out here and make something work and try to force something to work, what they do is break things. And this is what's breaking Walmart and Target's business and many other businesses that go out here and have implemented self-checkout. You're breaking your business trying to force something to work. And when you try to force something to work, the only thing that's going to do is break you. So you have to understand, when something works organically, you continue to do it. But when something doesn't work, you just go out here and stop doing it. But that's something many beta males and management don't understand. They keep trying to force things to work, trying to make stuff happen. And again, that's just not how it works in business. If something isn't working, it's not working for a reason. And you just have to accept, okay, this doesn't work, and you have to move on. And when it comes down to retail business, what works are cashiers. You need that human person there. And plus, that human person allows the customer to form a personal connection with people in the store, and that allows them to care about coming to that business. And again, this is what creates a relationship with the customer. So when I look at the whole Walmart and their issues with self-checkout, and even stores like Target, again, self-checkout, we've already tested it. It's been out for about 5 to 7 years. And now in 5 to 7 years, we just have to admit, hey, this doesn't work, and move on to some more efficient form of trying to check people out. And again, the best way that is to check people out is hiring cashiers to serve the customers. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can send a donation to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, my sorority novel, The Thetas, or my vampire novel, Eternal Night, or my business novel, A Recipe for Success, or my screenplay books, you can find all those books on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Smashwords, the iBookstore, and even Target and Walmart. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book, The Man Crisis, comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today.